Hi friends, welcome back or welcome if you're new. Today, I just want to show you guys like my thought process and how I go adding a new bill to our budget. If you're new here, I like to be quote unquote a month ahead in our bills, and so we're getting a new bill, kind of like it's just shifting. It's our childcare. Long story short, we had to move our son to a new childcare place. So the previous place where he was going, we were being charged once a week, so we just covered it in our weekly budget. But now the new place, they'll just send us an invoice once a month, and so now I'm lumping it in with our monthly bills. So I want to be a month ahead with that also, because it's a nice hefty chunk of money. So I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna budget in for this first for the first invoice, and then moving forward how it's going to work into our month ahead bills fund. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to try to be as thorough as possible. I find videos like this helpful where people talk about, just share their thought process and everything, their budgeting process, especially when it's, something different. So just for like a little brief history on how I got a month ahead and stuff. I was single for a very long time. I was married when I was younger, and we had a lot of like financial issues. Like I remember where we would like have zero money, we had nothing. We relied on credit cards. Friends, like we had nothing. We had zero money in the bank. We had zero food. Like it was not good. It was not good. And then for many reasons we decided not to be together. So then I was single for, like I said, a long time after that. And I lived alone in an apartment. I lived with a roommate. Then I lived alone again. I moved out. I got my own place, which is where I live now. And then during that time, like I would pay my bills, which was, not that bad when you're splitting bills with people. But in order for me to have my own apartment, like I had to be able to pay everything myself. And I was making enough money where that shouldn't be an issue as long as I budgeted. I was making good money. Like I wasn't like tight on my income, being on my own. I just had to be more organized, more responsible, because you guys, like, it's no secret, if you watch my channel, I like to spend money. Like I like to spend my money, whatever it is, stickers, planners, lip gloss, nail polish, whatever. Like I love to spend my money, pens, notebooks, and all of the things. I like to spend my money. I have a hard time like saving money. I mean, that's different now, but then like that's what it was. Like if it came in, it was going out somehow. I'd go out with friends on the weekends, all of the things. I'm just gonna put on some lotion. So in order for me to again live on my own, have my apartment, I had to be on a budget. So before moving into my current place, like there was bad blood between me and the person I was living with. So my parents saw how just stressed and unhappy I was, so they offered to let me move back in with them until I found my apartment. So I ended up living with them for 4 months, which obviously, allowed me to save my money to get ready to move into an apartment, because when you move into an apartment, you have to put down deposit, you have to pay like background checks and all of the things. So that was a huge help. But then when I moved in here, I was on my own, and then there was a girl at church that was looking for a roommate, and I was like, hey, why not? So I got a roommate. So during that time when I was living by myself, and then when she moved in, I started really listening to Dave Ramsey, and really got myself on a budget. I had some debt. I know for sure I had a car. Maybe I had some credit card debt. Now probably a couple thousand, and it was like divided into, I think it was around like $3,000 or so, 3 to 5. So it wasn't like, a huge amount, but it was still there. So when she moved in, listened to Dave Ramsey, paid off my debt, and then paid off my car, and then I've basically been debt-free since then. I had to get a car payment last year to help build my husband's credit because he's not from this country. So anyways, other than that, like, I've been debt-free. Now we're debt-free. But when I had a roommate, that's when I really focused on saving money and getting a month ahead. So that's how I did it. I said long story short, but it wasn't really that short. Basically, I saved everything I could until I was a month ahead. I paid off my debt, and then I was determined to be a month ahead because I didn't know, how long she was staying or anything like that. She ended up staying for quite a while, but so that was helpful, and I was able to save money. And which was helpful because then when I met my husband, like I said, is from another country. We've had to pay attorneys and all of that. So that was all a blessing. So let's go ahead and get started. I have kind of gone through this in my brain a little bit, but I wanted to share how I'm doing this. Okay. And I'm just going to use this red marker here so that you can see the changes. This is the budget with me that just went up earlier this week. And first of all, let's just cross out the things that are going to be changing. So this is going to be changing. And this is going to be changing. Church fam, I'm going to have it be 0. And then I'm going to put those $5 over here in Costco. I think that that's going to be more beneficial for our family. Over here, none of our cash envelopes are going to be changing. So that's going to stay the same. Dates, I'm going to have that be 0. And then the rest of these are going to stay the same. So let's add the new total here. You guys really like this calculator. I saw it first on Vero Does Better on her channel. And then I found it on AliExpress. So I bought mine on AliExpress. It was about $10, but it took 3 weeks to get here. 3 whole weeks. So I was so excited and waiting for it, but it's so cute. I love it. Alrighty. Next section here, holidays is not going to get anything. That's going to get 0. And then the rest of these, well, okay. And then we're going to do 0 here for house things. Okay, so there we go. That's the change here. So let's add this up. 5, 25, 10, 10, 15. So this new total here is going to be $65. A little brief note on house things. If you've been watching me recently, I've done like a little snowball method on my sinking funds, the ones that were priority. This 120 was going to complete my house things fund of $1,000. But we had a situation come up on the weekend where we we rushed out to buy my son a big boy bed. It was just not safe the way we were set up before. So we went and got him his big boy bed, friends. He loves it so much. It's so cute. Like, almost like, I don't know, like my heart is just like so full of joy anytime I see him so excited about something, and he loves his big boy bed. He's I could just cry. He's so cute. Okay, so with that change, like that was the big push on this one, is I wanted to make sure to be able to buy him a big boy bed. So now that we bought that, I'm gonna shift the priority, even though this is a lower amount, because usually with a snowball you go with the lower to the highest amount. Even though this is a lower amount, it's no longer as high of a priority. I want to make sure that we have enough for vacation. So that's going to be our next focus. But for this time, none of these are going to be getting any money because we need as much money as we can for this upcoming change. And then we are not saving anything for like house/baby this week. So let's go ahead. This is going to be 0. That was 65. Okay. So let's go up here. We're starting off with $1,400. I'm still going to subtract the amount that we need for our existing October bills plus the usual amount that we save for our son every week. So we're left with $1,128. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's just write down here on this space. Okay, so we're left with $1,128. Okay, so from this, we're going to subtract the amount for our cash envelopes. We're going to subtract the amount for our other variable expenses. We're going to subtract the amount for our sinking funds. And this is what we're left with. We're left with $638. Let's just write it over here. Okay, $638. So this new daycare, tomorrow when we drop him off for the first time, we're gonna have to pay a registration fee, and that's gonna be $55. So, and then, okay, so minus 55. So now we have $583. Like I said, they're gonna be invoicing us once a month, and she said it's gonna be the 15th of the month. For October 15th, we are gonna get a prorated amount. So since it's half of the month, I'm assuming, well, it's almost half of the month of their full, month. So the monthly rate is going to be $1,250. So if I divide that by 2, $625, that's giving us a general idea as to how much to expect our first invoice to be. So that's the number that I'm kind of going off of. But let me just keep going here. So October 15th bill, it was $578 because that's what was remaining after everything, right? So our total income, subtract all of our envelopes, and we were left with $635. 55 of that is going to the registration, and then the remaining we're putting it away for October 15th. So that's $578. $578 is not close to $625, right? We still need money there. Let me show you where that money is coming from. This here is like my actual budget planner. Like, oh, I love it. Like, hear the planner cherubs sing. Like, this planner has my whole heart. Okay, I know that the color is kind of light. It's because I don't typically share this, so I just use whatever colors I want. But I want to show you guys how this works. In August, I saved up for my September bills, so I kind of keep track of all of that here, and I have a running total of my bills account. So there's that, and then whenever I pay my bills, I subtract the amount that I'm withdrawing from my bills account, so that I always know how much money is in here dedicated to my September bills. I hope that makes sense. So then in September, if you can see here, September number 1 paycheck, September number 2, 3, 4, 5, and however much money we put away into that account. So I know that even though when I look at my account, it's going to have $1,450 plus whatever, I know that $1,450 of that is dedicated to my October bills. I hope that makes sense. I just lump them all together. But this helps me see how much goes towards which month. So as of right now, as of the time that I'm filming this, I have $340.25 in that account to use on my September bills. I've basically paid all of the bills already. I just have 2 that are left to be withdrawn. What's today? And actually they'll be withdrawn today and tomorrow. So one of them is Canva and one of them is Cricut. These both combined together total up to like 24 something. So let's say $25. So $340 and subtract 25. I'll be left with $315 in this account as rollover. So after these 2 bills are paid. So basically, I'll be taking from this money to help pay for that October invoice. I hope that makes sense. So that's how I'm taking care of October. Now, for November, because starting next week is when I'm going to start saving for my November bills. So here, I really, really hope you can see this. I know that this color is super light, but basically what I have here are all of our monthly bills listed out and the dollar amount of each bill. The ones that are in pencil are estimates until I get like the actual invoice thing, but they're pretty accurate except for this one here. This is our light bill, our electric bill. I always estimate about $120, and this is why I have a rollover in my bills account, because this is the only one that really fluctuates. The other ones are pretty set in stone, until you get that email that your rate is going up. Oh, I hate that. But that's why I have a buffer, just to be able to, help me and have a little cushion for when those things happen. But our light bill is the one that fluctuates from month to month. I don't expect it to be 120. It hasn't been anywhere close to 120 at all this year, but I know that winter months are coming up, and I think last year our winter bill was like over $200. It was insane. Or was it close to 200? I don't know, whatever. It was insane. So that's why I like to have that around $300 buffer in there. So that is what's going on. So those are all of our bills, and now I have included the daycare right here. It's $1,250. So if I add all of these up, it's close to $3,000. So that is going to be my savings goal as far as my bills in the month of October. So if I take $3,000 divided by 4, because we're getting 4 paychecks in the month of October, it's going to be $750. So every week when you see me do my budget, is going towards bills every week. So then whatever I have left over is what will go towards our envelopes and our savings for our future. I hope that makes sense, friends. I know that like I said, this planner here is just for show, just for you guys. I do all of my budgeting in here. It helps to have this because then I have a little rough draft, so when I go to do my weekly budgets, I just whatever is in my video is what I go and write in here. So I just wanted to show you guys how I'm doing that. So for this first October bill, we're quote unquote kind of cash flowing it with our last bill of September. Plus I'm going to take some of the money in our bills buffer account. No, on our bills account that I have, that money that I have in there as a buffer. I hope that makes sense. I know that I'm kind of all over the place, but I feel like if you do cash envelopes and you have multiple accounts, then you're kind of aware as to how everything works. I just wanted to show you guys how we're working in this new invoice in the middle of October, plus how we're going to incorporate it into our budget moving forward. I'm just talking in circles, so I will let you guys go. Thank you for being here, for spending time with me. I appreciate you, and I'll be back with my cash stuffing. Bye.